like that, a smooge.
A smooge, exactly. Hi, everybody out there in Twitch land. It's Monday night. Once again, it's October 3rd, 2022. And this is our second episode of the Anything Goes Vodcast. As we mentioned just a couple weeks ago, this is a show where anything, literally anything goes except politics. We just talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. No.
We just talk about anything and everything that comes to our minds. And if we get a good enough reception tonight, we may do an Ask Us Anything, because this is technically an Ask Us Anything.
It could absolutely be.
Absolutely.
Yes, we got no plan.
No plan.
We're just in, seeing what's going on.
Just shooting the breeze.
I like these streams.
And on my immediate right, and no, that's not where I'm pointing over here. Not there. That's the wall. Over here is my.
Yeah, it's weird. It takes a few minutes when you start streaming, getting used to the backwards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've had that problem when you did this, trying to push the transition away.
In front of me here, there's a little board. I'm in the office of my bowling alley, and I had to draw an arrow on purpose to the right, angling it, so that I did the thing the right way.
Right, there you go. And
I don't look at it anymore. I remembered it.
Right, there you go. Attaboy. On my immediate right, he is the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, the jelly to my peanut butter, the chip to my Dale. He is the mass soul in 1/5 of the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast, Mr. MahkyPinz. What's up, Mahky?
Nothing much, Hunter. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me back, man. This was fun. Missed last week, but we'll have a good time tonight, just seeing what's going on. Popping on Twitch land.
Second week on Twitch, and they said it wouldn't last.
And they said it could not be done, but yet here we are.
Yes, here we are.
Doing the thing that must be done.
Yes, indeed. And of course, this is sort of like a sandwich, because Mahky's now doing 3 shows in a row for a week, because he's doing Dudes and Belts. He's doing this on Mondays, and then tomorrow night he's got to do this again with Charged, which is...
But it's okay. One thing I do like about streaming with you is that we definitely get on, about an hour earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Most normal, so yeah. So it's not too bad. I still have plenty of time to get home in time.
Exactly. Queen has just joined the chat. Hi, Queen.
Hey, Queen. What's up, kid?
While we get everything situated, and while we wait for folks to file in and shoot us questions, I will want to start off the night with a topic, as I always do. And I usually like to start about me, but this week I'm gonna switch gears and shift things over and talk about something that you've been doing. For those who haven't seen it on the TikTok, there's a TikTok page, High Quality Wrestling. Those who haven't seen RP...
You said it like a solid dad way. You said the TikTok. You said it the solid dad way. I like that.
For those who haven't seen it, or those who haven't seen the recent post-milestone Charged episodes, MahkyPinz has been getting into the realm of professional wrestling refereeing, and my God, he's been doing such a good job. He's been doing such a great job. I actually made this sign. I don't know if Team Mahky. I actually made this.
Yeah, baby.
Because I was behind you 100%. So I'm going to let Mahky have the floor for the first segment here. And just, Mahky, tell us, what's it like getting into the realm of looking at wrestling from a different perspective? You do a podcast about wrestling. What is it like doing something and looking at it from a different perspective, an inside the ring perspective?
It's completely awesome. And like you said, doing the other shows actually led right into it, to be honest, man. Doing the podcast, always watching wrestling and stuff, always liking it. And then meeting up with Rocky Mountain Pro and granted access and such, it made it seem more attainable. You know what I mean? The more that we talk to people and you learn certain things, the more you realize how much more that there is the opportunity to want to go do something if you did. Right? There's probably a local place that you could call, and finding out, that there's local schools. And I got that bug. I'm not going to lie. Being able to walk around and talk with some of the people at Rocky Mountain Pro the weeks that we had been there for Milestone, at least that first year that we went for Milestone, made me reach out and find a local place, which was actually cool that it was run by a guy that I actually went to high school with. Good friend of mine. Shout out to Bo Douglas. Yeah. Guy named Bo Douglas. We played football together. We were in the same group of friends, like in like freshman, sophomore high school. He's a year older than me, but he always wrestled. He wrestled in high school and then later carried it on a little bit forward. But he was a big dude, right? Like, and I was not. So I didn't think that there was like a place for anybody to, go and do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So also, truth be told, I used to like to do a lot of plays. I did dramas and plays growing up through elementary school, and in high school I was in the drama and did a bunch of plays like outside of school and just kind of enjoyed it. And wrestling's a cool way to get some of that out at the same time of being involved with something completely friggin' pissa. Right? Because if you've liked wrestling, you've always thought that it's unattainable. It's so hard to get. How do you get in the ring? And when you realize that it's not that attainable, but when you also realize that you're 40 years old. Yes, I know some people, you can still do it. I know you can still do it, but I don't want to start there. But what I can do is ref, right? Why can't you? You're doing something in the ring with the people. You're still performing, but you still have to be in charge. I can do that. I'm a dad. I can do that, So it seemed attainable, like for the first time. And got a hold of my friend and started going week in and week out, doing the calisthenics, doing the training, running the ropes, and started feeling better and looking better. To be honest, developing some muscles while getting to referee while there were drills going on and stuff, and getting myself better while helping them all get better. And then when you go do your first show, Hunter, that was the time that really sealed it. Like I did my first show. That was it was at a baseball park in Manchester, New Hampshire.
I think I saw
Part
that
of
when they live streamed it.
that was where this picture, my Discord picture, came from. Ref Mahky.
Hashtag Ref Mahky.
That was when it started. Like I ref my first match in front of like I'd say it was 300-400 people. It was at the end of an evenings. It was at the end of an evening that the day in Manchester was Taco Fest day. Ironically, we talk about Top Taco and the festival that they went to while that was at Milestone Week when we were there earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was also a taco festival that I got my first match at, and doing it in front of people. The feeling of doing it in front of that many people, and you're not the central character in the play, but it just felt good, and I like it. And you know what else I liked? Not having to take a body slam, and not having to get whipped in clothesline. So it gave me the will and the urge to like continue, like it felt good and it felt fun. And then you go to the school more and more, and I started taking more of that stuff in the practice, and I started liking that too. So I started training more as an actual wrestler, not so much on the TikToks, because that happened later. Shout out to High Quality Wrestling.
Yes.
On TikTok. That dude came in, hey, Mr. Fourth Row.
Hello, Mr. Fourth Row. Go ahead.
That kid, the guy that does, the guy and his girl, it's a couple and another friend of theirs who run that channel, High Quality Wrestling. The kid used to be in the training for himself, but I think he got hurt. But then he's very much into video and a lot of social medias and stuff. And he runs the YouTube, he runs the TikTok and other things. So he came in and wanted to start live streaming this, which is good for us, even as we were training, because now we were getting in front of the camera. And to be honest, as he was live streaming, we were getting sometimes 3,000-4,000 watches. Hunter, you've been in the stream.
Yeah,
you've seen it.
I've seen it, and I know how comfortable, you are, because we've talked about this. I know how comfortable you are in front of the camera because you've done classic candlepins. You're going on your third year of Dudes and Belts. You're very comfortable in front of the camera, so how good this is with 3,000 or 4,000 views.
Right. Like it's a big deal. We're not wrestling in front of those people per se, but it forces us, even while we're doing those story matches that we're doing out, acting out, and everything that we're doing, it's being taken as seriously as though you were in a room where there was God knows how many people in there, So it helped us while we were in there do a much better job to make it look good, to make ourselves look good and push ourselves. So all of it was coming together very, very well. Everybody's doing a good job down there. I've done a few shows and got booked. We actually have another show happening here. I just shared this stuff the other day about a Monsters Ball show here at the Lafayette Club at my bowling alley, Riverwalk Lanes. I'll be reffing a few matches there. There's a big function hall upstairs. There's a bar attached to my lanes.
I hope they live stream that. I hope they live stream that because I want to see you in action again.
I don't know. I'm gonna get a hold of the booker, the guy that runs the company, and see if he wants to do any of that.
I mean, I know it's a little different, and you know, I'm in West Virginia. He's over there in Massachusetts, but just getting to see you do your thing, especially you're one of my friends, and getting to see you do this and live out a dream.
Home game. It's so much fun, and it's gonna really feel like, honestly, it's coming up on October 22nd. Which is only in a couple short weeks. It's gonna really feel like a home game. Like you can't be like when we bowl here on our Friday night, our professional league. This is like our home lanes, and we feel very comfortable bowling it. This is gonna be like a home match for me, like upstairs when we do the show here. It's gonna be awesome.
I just hope that they don't knock down the roof of your office because we wouldn't want like debris or anything like that because.
No, we should be okay. I guess they've had the wrestling shows up there in years past.
Okay,
and,
good.
The floor's plenty secure. The place should be fine.
Good. We don't.
The place should be fine with a couple hundred people in a ring, and no, we should be good.
We just don't want a drywall covered Mahky the next time he shows up on the dude show.
I hope not, because I mean this is a wicked old building, so I mean crazier shit has happened in life, I guess.
Yes.
But no, we should be good. We should be good. It's going to be a really fun time. It's going to be a really fun time.
Oh yeah, but, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. But yeah, no, to be honest with things too, I also had to take a step back from the training. I haven't been in the last couple months.
That's right.
The bowling alley got busy, and the leagues come back and stuff, and it's pretty much a one family show. It's just my wife and I running the joint with a buddy or two here or there, but for the most part, we have to make sure things are good. So couple months, get the things rolling, get the whole lady, the cog and the sprockets and everything kicking back over the way it does during the winter time when things are going good. And I'll be back out there. You'll see me on TikTok. I haven't been there for a while. Actually, it's funny. I still watch them out there, but now it seems like every week they can't come up with a referee that knows what the hell they're doing out there.
I know, right?
It seems to be just problems and different guys and all this. That dude Bucka that was messing around with people, he's still in everybody's face. Nobody wants to. I got to deal with that guy. I will return out there. I will be going back to school as soon as I possibly can.
Lay down the law. I mentioned on Twitter, don't cross ref Mahky. Okay, you wouldn't like him when he's angry. Okay,
I'm telling you, he got me once. Bucka got me once with a clothesline. I was about to DQ him in a match because he was being an ass. He got me once. I didn't get a chance to get him back. He's lucky.
Mr. Forthrow just posted a question. I know we're kind of cutting that conversation short. Will you get an adult Happy Meal? Now, let me just go ahead and for those who don't know, McDonald's is coming out with adult Happy Meals with retro toys. And I'm like, that's very interesting. I'm going to start with you, Mahky. Are you going to get an adult Happy Meal?
Take my money. Take my money. Take my money. If I get like old school Hot Wheel toys, if I can finally buy a Happy Meal and them say, no, you're not, or at least put enough food in an adult Happy Meal, yes. Absolutely, I will.
I mean, I'll buy an adult Happy Meal. I mean, I'm still technically buying Happy Meals nowadays. I mean,
why the hell not? Give me a double cheeseburger, a medium fry, and like a medium or a large Coke, and that is plenty enough food to stop at McDonald's.
Yeah,
the hungry horrors.
Look, I still get
and I get a Matchbox card.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
There you go. I still eat Happy Meals. I mean, I get French fries and chicken McNuggets every time I go to McDonald's. I don't get the toy. I just get the food and the drinks. That's been the staple for me at McDonald's for the last, I want to say, 25 years.
I hear you.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You can't go wrong. That's right.
But I probably will be getting me an adult Happy Meal as long as the price is right. But pun intended. Yeah.
Did they say what they were going to put in him yet? For
I'm not sure.
Are they going to be adult portions of food? I'm not
sure yet.
just in scrolling the other day on Facebook or somewhere, I did see some meme that adult Happy Meals were coming.
Yeah. But I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They might have the kitty sized portions. Mr. Fourth Row
Big
says he
Macs.
thinks Big Macs. Okay.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Big Macs, quarter pounders.
Big Macs is an
They
option.
should, right? Like adult portions instead of the just cheeseburger and small fries. You do the next size burger up, which is like the Big Mac, double cheeseburger, quarter pounder, and then a medium fry and like a medium drink. And I mean, nowadays it's like, $8-10 and you got me.
Exactly. And
Every time.
And Queen, I agree with your sentiment. Mahky is indeed a great ref. If you haven't seen him do his thing,
I put it as down the middle as I can.
There you go.
That's
There's
all
like
I try to do.
I think there's like 8 episodes of Charge. If you go back post Milestone, there's 8 episodes that they filmed, and I know Mahky's done at least 6-7 matches during that time, if not more.
I did 6.
So I was right in the ballpark.
I ref 6 matches.
So I was right in the ballpark.
4 different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was I ref 6 matches. We taped 6 episodes.
Oh wow.
Or did they make 8 episodes out? No, they made 8 episodes out of it. No, I ref 6 matches throughout that taping, including the very first match of the very first taping.
Nice. And I did see all those episodes.
Match.
Oh,
and it was awesome.
You got the spray bottle treatment.
Awesome. Dude, that made the whole week. And I had some fun moments in the ring that week. I had some fun moments in the week.
Now, I did ask, and we already had this answered behind the scenes. This was the night we did the Millionaire show. I asked Mahky if he kept the shirt. He didn't. But there's a reason why he didn't. Explain.
So, being, from out here
Right.
in Boston, where I live, in Denver being where Rocky Mountain Pro is, and going out there, even though I took my ref training out here, Rocky Mountain Pro wears their own type of referee shirt. It's not like a zebra. It's
Purple and black.
It's a beautiful blend of purple,
yes.
black, and silver. It's or purple, white. It's and their nice M logo, like the beautiful like purple and black M with lightning bolts and shit. And it looks awesome.
Oh yeah,
it looks really, really cool. But they didn't have an extra one because they have to have them made, which I totally understand. Which I actually still need to reach out to Ref Dewey. He's the one who has the contact for those shirts, and I'm going to get one made because I will be going back out there and hopefully refereeing and being involved in the ring a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Even if not a little bit more, but still a little bit. You know what I mean? Just being able to go out and have some fun as a trained athlete. Yep. Not just so much when I step in the ring, I'm not a podcaster. I'd actually try to. That's why I took rest training, because it seemed fun enough. It seemed achievable enough on a certain level. Anyway, like I'm never going out and winning the WC or the WWE title. We're not going to win some belt somewhere. That's not the idea.
No.
And it's attainable for anybody with a will, a drive, and the ability to push yourself farther at something that you've pushed in years physically. The ability to tell yourself to be quiet when you have to throw yourself back and land on purpose, and everything in your brain says, what are you doing? Why are you slamming yourself? And you have to tell your brain to shut up.
Exactly.
Once you do that, you know what I'm saying? It defies everything that you're supposed to do, but you must, and you have to. This is what defines the good from the best. The training, the will, the training again, the going back, the getting better, the meeting people who are better, the listening to them. Being there for like 6-7 months at the training place where I was, got to meet some cool people. Some nights we went to training and we didn't even train. It turned into what they call a skull session, just a talk. We basically had a seminar for 2 hours. We were all dressed in our gear, right? Pads and like pads in our shoes and just t-shirts and stuff. But it turned into a buddy bringing in his friend who got a match in AEW, Joel. You may never have heard that name, but he's been on AEW doc a few times. He's a local New England guy, wrestles at this company local here, APW, Atlantic Pro Wrestling. And he's come down to the training facility and just talked to us for like 2 hours. You know, so all these things add up to things that are important. And to be honest, I'm not trying to throw myself around and kill myself starting this at 40. If I started this at 25, I would have been doing it as a wrestler and then later transition to a referee. But starting at 40, I'm sorry, I didn't want to go in and start learning how to do second rope elbows and no.
I mean, I wouldn't. Don't take this the wrong way, because obviously I know you wouldn't. But as you get older, you know, you don't have that up and at 'em attitude. Your body doesn't have that up and at 'em attitude that it would at a younger age.
You still feel the same. You still think the same, but your back hurts a little more often, and your arm hurts with a little bit less thing. And there's no need to throw yourself into that extra bit unless it's absolutely necessary at some point. You know, so when it comes to regular training, it was like, nah, regular, I think referee will be good enough, because it does hurt extra. I don't want to start getting into the habit of taking Tylenols and things before you jump.
Oh, yeah, that's no.
You know what I mean? Taking stupid things, but no, things hurt for a little bit longer, and the ice pack doesn't work so good anymore. And they call it a bump card for a reason. You have a bump card, and you don't want to out bump your card, if you know what I'm saying, in like a wrestling parlance. Yeah. So I'll have fun and I'll just throw dudes out of there. I don't even care.
Trying to do my best.
I'll tell you this, huh?
I was trying to do my best. You're out of here motion or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never be a good referee. I'll at least not as good as you, but go on, Mahky. Go ahead.
You got to be assertive with these guys. Some of them think that they're bigger and larger than life. You just got to be assertive with them. You got to let them know. You just got to tell them where it is and let them know how it's been. Behind the scenes, best moment of the week when we went out to Milestone, actually earlier this year, was at that Top Taco event, and I was refereeing. There was a big battle royal at the end of the show that we did at the Top Taco Festival, which was amazing. There was 500, 600, 700 people gathered around the ring at the night. It was fantastic. Nobody does it better than the R&B Stars.
Nobody at all.
At a local level, nobody. Well, there was big battle royal, and I was on the outside refereeing, as you know, making sure if you're eliminated, you're leaving, you're gone. And that big galoot himself, Damon Ace, got eliminated. Went over the top rope in the corner that I was in, making sure, just looking at the side. We were myself, Eli, and Ref Spicer. We were on corners, and Damon just happened to get eliminated directly into my corner, and he tried sneaking back in like nobody seen him. And I yelled at him, and I grabbed him by his arm, and I didn't let him do it. And he looked at me, and he went, "What are you going to do?" And I just threw him out. And he couldn't do anything about it. I threw him out in front of all these people, and he had to tuck his tail between his legs, and he ran away because he had to. He had no choice. He had to go to the back.
To be fair, you kind of gotten revenge, because I do recall, and I hate to bring this up again. And by the way,
Kevin. Wait. We just got a huge
that's
raid.
right.
Thank you,
Heel Kevin with a party of 15.
That is so cool.
Thank you for the raids. I don't have the alerts on this because I am going to put the episode up on YouTube, and I don't want anything to kind of get in the way there. But thank you so much. Welcome. Awesome. We're doing a vodcast. I'll do my proper spiel when we transition over to the games. But right now we're doing a vodcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Anything Goes. This is a show where we talk about literally anything and everything. I'm HunterDillon. That's MahkyPinz over there. He's the host of, one of the hosts of the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast. He's my co-host for this. We're just talking about Mahky's time refereeing at Rocky Mountain Pro. But thank you so much. If you like what you see, hit the follow button. If you really like what you see and you want to support and get some cool emotes, you can hit the sub button if you'd like. That's not required, of course, but they are more than welcome. Anyway, sorry about that. Carry on.
No. We cool. So, I got to get one back over on Damon from kind of messing me up the year
That's
before.
Right. That's what I was going to say, because you chopped, or not, you didn't chop him. He chopped you, and then you exacted revenge. You just like, out of here.
Well, I made a run at him because I was kind of pissed off at the guy for being just like, your average, wanker, right? Just bad
Right.
guy, just a dink. Just didn't like him, man. And sometimes, I am a Boston dude, and my mouth gets me into trouble. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I got a way of saying it sometimes to a dude twice my size, and I kind of messed up when it came to Damon. But at that
Yeah.
moment, I couldn't back down, right? They offered me a spot in the Colorado Cup, and I got to live my dream
The
and be in a
adrenaline
real
was
wrestling
pumping.
match.
The adrenaline was pumping.
Damn, it was awesome. And he just came out, and I knew when I was in there, I had no choice. I had to run at him, and I gave him everything I could in one big forearm, and that big sumbitch didn't even move. So he took care of business. He messed me up, but I got to throw him out. This past year, I threw his ass out of there. I didn't even care.
Absolutely.
He swore at me. He had some choice words for me, but he could take those words all the way back to the toilet that he calls his car, and he could drive his ass home after that. I couldn't care less.
By the way, sorry about that. For those who just popped in with the raid, and of course my friend Marty Bingle. Hi, Marty. We are doing this was going to be an Ask Us Anything episode, but things kind of went off the rails. But we're still, because things kind of happened. But hey, we're talking about refereeing, and this is actually what I wanted to talk about tonight. Talking to you about, are you a mass? You are a masshole? Yes, he is a masshole. He is the masshole. KF Freak wants to know.
Oh, I am a total masshole. It's not a gimmick.
It is not.
I've owned it for 41 years. I've had the accent. I smoked the butts. I drank the coffee. I've been to Dunks a million times. You cannot park your car in Harvard Yard. Don't even say it. I'm not saying it again. I don't say it out loud. I hate it. That's my only pet peeve. Like don't ask a Boston guy if you go somewhere and you meet a Boston guy. Don't ask him to say park the car in Harvard Yard. He'll look at you funny.
Okay.
Ask him for directions to Dunks, and he'll give you directions to Dunks.
Oh well, now the thing's trying to go down. That's great. Oh, there it comes. Here it comes. There it goes. Apologies, guys, if the stream starts going down. It's having a rough night. There it is. There it is. We're back stable. What I was going to do, because I was bringing my phone over here, I had talking about question. Oh, now it's going down again. You can't see it because I've got it here on my OBS, because I have a little green thing that tells me.
No, right. But you get
all right.
Spikes.
Yeah, the dreaded
the
dreaded spikes. Now I had a question here, and apologies for that, guys. We'll try and edit that out on the YouTube version. But I had a question on my NGL Ask Me Anything. The question I got was, other than Colorado and the New England area, because that's one of the two places I wanted to go, for a vacation, to see RMP show and to meet the dudes.
Two beautiful places. Colorado was gorgeous.
Absolutely, it is. The question was, other than Colorado and the New England area, where would you want to travel? Now, I already answered this earlier today on my Twitter and my Instagram, that I want to either go to New York. I know Boston and New York aren't the best of friends when it comes to sports teams. I'd love to travel to
No, not at all. No, but
I'd love to travel to Las Vegas and maybe gamble a bit or two, maybe see a Golden Knights game at home. Let me plug this back in.
Mm-hmm.
Or I like to go to Hollywood, because I always wanted to see a taping of one of my favorite game shows. I would especially love to attend a taping of The Price is Right, because oh my God, would it be awesome to hear George Gray say, "Hunter Dillon, come on down." That'd just be so freaking surreal.
It would be. Would be awesome. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to pose this question to you. You've already been to the Colorado. You live in the New England area. So other than those places, where would you most want to go? Where would you most, in the world, where would you want to go?
So my other favorite vacation place in the world, I love going to Atlantic Canada. Ooh. Most specifically New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. It is gorgeous landscapes up there. Very much reminiscent of home, with like similar cities and stuff like that. But no, I'm a big sucker for Atlantic Canada. I've been up there many times for bowling. I've also been to Italy before when I was younger. I went over with my grandmother. That was really cool. I was 12. Went over there for a week. So I've traveled to Italy before. But where else would I want to go? See, I'm a big road trip guy. If I can't drive there, I probably haven't thought about it. Driving to Colorado was so awesome. I would totally drive to Alaska. to go see Alaska. I
Oh
would
man,
totally drive that.
Alaska's a beautiful place. It's cold, but it's
I would go
beautiful.
to Alaska. Yeah. Oh, that's when you go in, like, August or September or something to that effect. It's still warm enough to be okay, but you could still see gorgeous snow on top of the peaks and such because it's still cold up there.
Yeah, I have a few friends who live in Canada. I would love to
I would
travel
go
to
to
Canada.
Alaska.
I really, other than New York and all those places, honestly, I would
New York's
really,
really nice. New York City's really nice. It's a
yeah.
big city, but it's an experience. It's a wicked experience to go to New York City.
I just don't want to go on New Year's Eve because the freaking crowds in Times Square
Oh
when
yeah.
the big ball drops and on New Year's Eve. Oh my God, you have to stand there for like 10 or 11 hours. That's tough in itself, but you gotta hold that sucker in, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say anything on Twitch because that might get us both kicked off.
No, it's no, that yeah, New Year's Eve in New York City. I mean, that's like center of the universe on New Year's Eve. My goodness.
Marty says New York is amazing. He was just up there 2 weeks ago. He was up there for,
Been to New
I
York.
think it was a puppet thing because my
Chicago.
friend Marty is an aspiring puppeteer, which is incredible.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
Wants to work
That's interesting.
with the Muppets crew. Mr. Fourth Row says
Yeah.
next on his list is Chicago because next year baseball starts on his birthday. Okay,
Wow, that's
that
cool.
is awesome.
Very cool.
And yes,
Chicago's also a very interesting city to drive through. We went there a couple of years ago. We actually stayed in Chicago for a couple of days. It was a big Pokemon Go event, and our family, we drove to Chicago, and very cool city. A lot of huge buildings, huge buildings compared to like Boston, like what we used to. There's a couple big buildings around here. It's similar to New York City. There's a lot of friggin' huge buildings in downtown.
oh yeah, the Willis Tower and I would love to. One of my, it's funny Mr. Fourth Row mentions Wrigley Field because my team, even though I don't live in Chicago, my team is the Chicago Cubs. And
There you go.
if you were there with me when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016, you would have probably had to get at least 2 or 3 boxes of Kleenex because I was sobbing. That was a more than 100-year thing, a 100-year losing streak, and they broke it. And it was
We
absolutely
understand.
magical.
As those who are die-hard Red Sox fans, die-hard since we were kids, we understand more than anybody else how you guys felt when the Cubs fans won the World Series after 100 years. Because ours was 86. Ours was 86 before it finally went. And our hearts had been ripped out of our chests through the years. The Sox, when they lost, they didn't just lose. They found a way to lose it in the most heart-wrenching way possible.
Yeah.
Stupid things that happened. But then when we finally won in 2004, I was part of a, me and my buddies did jump in a car and did drive into Boston and were in the streets with brooms and shit like that. Not being idiots. There were
Good.
assholes, man. There were people flipping cars over. There were people throwing bricks and rocks. We were parts of people that were just walking through the streets, yelling and screaming and having fun. It only takes a few morons in a big pile like that to screw up the whole thing all the time.
Oh, you betcha.
Go and have fun. We had a blast that night walking through the city and met so many people. It was such good times. So yes, we completely understand how a city could just be elated and a whole fan base be completely elated from winning one title.
Exactly.
108 years, yeah.
108.
Mr. Fourth Row, yeah, with the Cubs.
That Billy Goat's curse. That Billy Goat's curse. The night they broke it, I was like, oh man. I mean, I couldn't believe it because I thought, no, they're gonna lose again. Because they were up. The Indians were up 3-1 going into that last stretch, and then they fought back, and I was like, I was freaking flabbergasted in a good way.
Yep.
In a good way when it happened. So, we
It's
sports
awesome.
teams, we sports fans, we take it seriously.
It becomes like it's like a culture, man. It's like a subculture. Sports fans in general, but then specific team fans, like Sox fans and Cubs fans, these old franchises, these fan bases that just brew a lot deeper than a lot of some of the newer teams that maybe came around in just the last 60, 70 years, as opposed to the older franchises like the Cubs and the Red Sox and the Yankees and teams like that. The Dodgers, even though the Dodgers are a New York team, it's different.
Yeah. Hold on just a second. Just turning off my heater because it is getting kind of warm in here now. First minute, 1 minute I'm hot, next minute I'm cold, next minute, well, never mind. Says, Mr. Fourth Row says, thank the heavens for rain delays.
Rain delays.
I don't know. Let me first ask you this. Well, I don't know if I can think of this. If I can phrase this right, this would be great. I mean, we talked. I don't know if we talked about this or not, but I think this might have been 2013, 2014, somewhere in that time frame. They had I think this is when it happened. The Boston marathon bombings, and then
13.
It was 13, and I think it
13.
was either that same year or the year after the Red Sox won the World Series year as well.
That year. It was that year they won the World Series. Yeah, 2013.
I have to say, I was rooting for the Cubs to make it to the World Series and win, but I could not have been happier for Boston that year because they had been through such a horrific time. And to see them celebrate a victory.
This is our fucking city.
Exactly.
Remember Big Papi? Oh,
yes.
They had all kinds of past and present Red Sox at opening day that particular year. And because that was very, very close by. It was not long after. Big Papi, this is our fucking city.
Yeah, I remember
you ain't
that.
Wrong, big man. You are not wrong. That shook the city. That was at a major populous hub in the city, where the finish line is, rather, in Boston. That shook people.
It shook not just
here, as it would, like.
Not
the
only
marathon's like one of our institutions here in Boston, like a worldwide thing that we do take seriously.
Yeah.
That other surrounding cities take seriously. As far as that goes, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the focus of your life, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But yeah, no, because even if you don't run the marathon, right? Even if you were home that day, I remember being home that day, hanging out, and I was sitting with the kids because Brianna was less than a year old. And my son Dominic was like 3.5. He hadn't started school yet. So I was stay-at-home dad. And of course I was watching the marathon that day because it was Marathon Monday.
There you go.
We just watched the Boston Marathon. And then when you started hearing about what happened, and then details started, it was terrible. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Fourth Row, sorry about that. Nah, you guys didn't have a shot in 07. I'm sorry, dude. The Avalanche, the Rockies, not the Avalanche. When the Red Sox came in 2007 on the World Series.
Yeah.
You guys, it wasn't even Colorado's fault. It was the Sox just.
They were just dominant. They were dominant that year. Oh, man. Well, I think we got about 10 minutes left. Let me see if I can pull something out of my old thing here. Since we're not really doing much trivia anymore, at least not on the Dudes and Built side, we kind of had to talk about that after, just before we went live. Bye, Queen. I'm actually going to pull something out here if you'll give me just 1 second here. We got to fill a little bit of time here before we wrap it up for another week. And yes, I've got pants on.
Sure, man.
I have pants on. Don't worry. Triple I am not. There we are.
No. Lesson learned. Good job, young man. Lesson learned. We good.
All right, here we are. So what I've decided to do is normally on the Sunday nights I would test the dudes' knowledge of trivia with wrestling trivia, but tonight we're gonna try something here and see if we're just throwing stuff up against the wall to see if it sticks. And plus we have 10 minutes to fill and I can't think of anything else to talk about. Thank you, Sin, for the shout out for Heel Kevin.
Yeah, that was awesome of them to come in and raid here like that.
Yeah. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a Trivia Pursuit question book. That's okay, Sin. It's fine. So I'll ask you one question from each, if that's okay with you. I'll ask you one question from each of the categories, just to kind of fill time, if that's okay with you, because I can't think of anything else to talk about unless you have something you want to talk about. This is where This is where we hit the brick wall or something. This is
I thought we were doing okay. I thought we were doing just fine.
We were doing
fine.
Since
you got this out, what do you got?
All right, one question from each, and this is just a casual thing. It's not going to be an every week thing. So
good.
We'll do one from each category. Geography first, and we'll go down the line.
You're going all Trivia Pursuit on me.
Yeah, that's literally.
All right.
That's literally the book. Geography. What cheese is served with a classic Greek salad?
Feta.
Yeah, that's right. You got one. 1 point. Yeah. Entertainment.
This is why I always sucked at entertainment. The pink question. I was terrible at entertainment.
What was the first British act to make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Everybody and their brother would say the Beatles right here. The Beatles.
Yeah. It's the Beatles.
Yeah, ding. Yeah, woo.
There you go. That. See, this is why I won the $1 million on Millionaire a couple of weeks ago. History.
Awesome.
History.
Yes.
What portable ice cream treat did a candy maker from Youngstown, Ohio invent?
The popsicle?
The Good Humor Bar.
Oh.
The Good Humor Bar. That's all right.
What was the Good Humor Bar?
I'm not sure. I'll probably have to look it up after this part of the stream is done.
And then I think it was vanilla inside and then a chocolate shell on the outside. I think that's like the basic Good Humor Bar.
Yeah. Arts and literature. Whose operatic marriage was a sequel to The Barber of Seville?
No idea.
That was Figaro's.
Did not know that.
All right. Science and nature. What name is given to rain with a particularly low pH?
Acid rain.
Yeah, acid rain. Yeah. Here's your category. Here's your category. Sports and leisure. Talking about baseball. Who owned the Chicago White Sox baseball team at the time of the 1919 Black Sox scandal?
Mahky.
You got it. You got 4 out of 6. That's not bad. That's not bad. 4 out of 6. I will definitely make a note. I will make a mental note to add MahkyPinz to my pub trivia team.
I'm not bad at that. I know a little bit about a lot of different things, but an expert of one am I not.
Sorry I had to pull that on you, Mahky.
That was a cool little snap trivia. What do you got?
Snap trivia, yeah. Let's go. I literally can't think of anything. We're getting close to the end of the show because we're about that time. We got 5 minutes left. I'll tell you what, while we have time, we're going to get close to the end of the show. We'll thank everybody and we'll transition. Oh, wait, we have a question. We have a question from Mr. Fourth Row. Let's see if we can get it in time. Halloween traditions? Any Halloween traditions, Mahky?
Halloween traditions. Do we have Halloween traditions? Well, I mean, like dressing up. Of course, trick-or-treating. Now that I'm a dad, I have a wicked excuse to go out trick-or-treating still. Like, I still dress up every year.
I saw one of the costumes that you had, it was on your Instagram, like a 70s inspired get up with the afro and the leisure suit and everything.
We were out. That was in Colorado. I was there with John for Shocktober.
Oh.
And after Shock, that was all legit Halloween weekend.
Was that when John had that match against the Wake and everything? Or was that the year? Oh, I see.
Yes, and Damon ripped me out of the crowd and put his hands all over me, did whatever he had to do. I had to watch John eat a kaiju buster from JK Pop, them ass. Yeah. And then Damon threw me aside and all the refs held me back, and it is what it is.
Mahky in an afro.
No, that was awesome. Dude, I totally did. It's on my Instagram.
It is on his Instagram.
That's Mo Striker.
Mo Striker.
We went bowling that night. Me, Johnny, and Lady Death Drop came with us on that trip as well. The three of us, good friends with Lady Death Drop. Like, we've been friends a long time. We went out to enjoy ourselves the night before we left. And we went bowling. Of course, we went bowling. Me and Johnny being bowling guys. But we went to a big ball tent. And MahkyPinz didn't go. Mark Ritchie didn't go. Mo Striker went bowling. And Mo Striker had a friggin' blast. I had so much fun dressed up in that costume, just acting like I was like a 70s disco guy all night long on the lanes. Dude, I had so much fun. It was great.
Now, that begs the question.
It was so much fun.
That begs the question, though. Will Mo Striker be making a comeback for Halloween 2022?
Not 2022, no. We're doing a family thing this year. At least that's been the plan. All four of us, me, Mrs. Pinz, and both my kids. I think we were doing a Pokemon theme again.
I see.
So,
as for me, I really don't have any traditions. I just usually just do the dress up thing. Go out, have a good time trick or treating. I tell you, last year, and we were talking about this earlier in the.
No, you hate to see it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's sarcasm. That's all right. No, we're fixing it. We're getting it. We're back. Sorry, stream died.
There we go.
Stream died for a hot second, but we're back again. Sorry about that. As I was saying before we got rudely interrupted. How rude. Last year I went as Marty McFly from Back to the Future. This was not a officially licensed costume or anything. This was just stuff that me and Mom had put together on a shoestring budget. Everybody was saying, "Hey, Marty McFly, Marty McFly," and it kind of
nailed it with the vest, especially. You found like that vest is like stupid accurate.
Yeah,
like, it was very accurate to the movie, and then the jeans and the shirt that you look just like him.
Exactly. And my stepdad went as Doc Brown, and that was just that. My stepdad is really the only father figure in my life, and if you don't mind, when we go off. We go into intermission. I'll explain a little more if you're okay with it. But he's the only, father figure I've had in my life. So to get the opportunity to pull a duo act with him last year for Halloween, that was just incredible. That was just incredible.
That's awesome. You guys looked the part 110%. You guys nailed it. All you were missing was the DeLorean.
I know. We had an Astro van, but we didn't have a DeLorean. It sucked. But hey, we did it. We had a good time up until it decided to rain. Unfortunately, the time that I was trick-or-treating, unfortunate timing, because Shocktober was that night. So I couldn't watch Johnny make his in-ring debut, which sucked. But oh well.
But he did good.
He did, from what I heard.
Oh, sure. No, he did good, and JK Pop did JK Pop things. And,
of course.
I'll give Damon this much. At least he didn't cheat in that match, to be honest. He didn't pull any garbage that he was pulling before.
Yeah, fair enough.
Until the bell rang. Once the bell rang and the match was over, then he decided to take his liberties.
Yeah.
Ass nugget that he is.
Well, they'll get there soon enough. But anyway, I'm looking at the clock. We just hit about 50 minutes, did we not?
No, it's been a good stream, dude. I think I am going to take off and head home. I've been here at the lanes for the better part of the day. We bowled earlier tonight. And
yeah.
I did do better than last time I bowled.
Absolutely.
Which is good. I'll take that. It
wasn't
great. We had more fun than anything with the guys, all the crazy bastards of us that bowl here.
I'll actually DM you, and then you can read what I wanted to talk to you about when you get home. But before we get out of here, before we make the transition over to games, Mahky, plug whatever you want to plug. Plug your bowling alley. Plug the show. Do whatever you want to do.
Good stuff. Yeah. So it's a little different if you're watching here. We talk about candlepin bowling here in the New England area. My name's MahkyPinz, with a Z on most of the socials. But My bowling alley's name is Riverwalk Lanes. It's a tiny little 50s retro place. It ain't a gimmick, folks. The MahkyPinz thing is real. Running the bowling alley and doing the wrestling thing and loving life, having a good time. So if you want to hit me up at MahkyPinz with a Z, and check us out on Dudes and Belts.
That's right.
With Rocky Mountain Pro. And check us out. We got all of it. Facebook, Twitter, Dudes and Belts, and Rocky Mountain Pro. The best indie wrestling on Twitch and out there right now. So enjoy all that. And Hunter, it's been a great time. I'm glad we get to do this again.
Been a great time.
It's very, very cool. Next time,
yes.
See me, I'll be on tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll be
Charge.
Yes, charge and recharge. Mahky is 1/5 of the best damn wrestling chatcast, period. And trust me, when I say it, I mean it. Of course, as you know, I stream 6 nights a week, Sundays through Fridays. Tonight we'll probably be doing some more NHL tonight. Who knows? We might be doing some more NHL. Dude,
I've been watching you play a little bit lately. It's good stuff.
I actually am probably going to play tonight as the team that is that jersey behind you. I'm probably going to play as the Bruins.
My bees. There you go, baby.
And we do this, let's see, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do that as soon as Johnny gets going with the outro. I get ready to go live. I go live and get everything prepared. So I go live after Dudes. Sundays and Fridays, those are at midnight. We have Jackbox nights on Friday nights. So if you're ever interested in having a good time, then come on out with that. And Wednesdays and Mondays. Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays we're here at 10:30 every night with, well, not every night, every week. Assuming, of course, Mahky's schedule permits with Anything Goes. Then we'll have games afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which... will I
fly?
Absolutely. Well, I should ask so that I could prepare myself. Will I see you again next week?
I'm gonna shoot for yes, but like I said, we play it on the fly.
We play it by ear.
Work. We may move it from a Monday to a different time. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I just don't want to, conflict with Dudes and with the bowling and stuff. I don't want to do that.
That's what it is. That's why I want to keep things like this, like as fun as we can make it. I do a lot of shows during the week. I enjoy sitting here and chilling on the side, but I also enjoy getting to go home and, seeing my wife before she gets to go to sleep and
absolutely
stuff like that, So, such as things, dad, husbandly things.
Exactly. But that will conclude it because we just went 4 minutes. Well, at least we didn't go 10 minutes over with plugging everything.
Relax about the extra couple minutes. Don't worry about it. We're good. This has been a fun time. I'm glad to have you on with you tonight.
Absolutely. I'll download both parts of the stream because we had to split it in two because, internet decided to be a pain in the... but hopefully next week we'll be back together again with another Anything Goes. We're getting close to spooky season, which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Mahky, it was fun. It's always fun hanging out with the masshole. Stick around, everybody. I got games coming up on my Twitch for you and on the YouTube guys. We'll be back hopefully next week, fingers crossed. And if you want to see if you want to see our first episode of Anything Goes, the link's right there. I don't know where it's going to be for the YouTube folks, but it's going to be somewhere.
But it's there.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
So, with that said, MahkyPinz, thank you so very much for another great week.
Baby, good time.
We'll do it all over again, hopefully next week. If not, maybe 2 weeks from now. We'll see. We'll play it by ear and we'll see what happens. See you with games. Say goodbye to the Discord chat, or not to the Discord chat, Twitch chat. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
We'll see you next week. For those who are looking forward to games, we'll be back in about 10 minutes with NHL 21. You stick around, guys. MahkyPinz, everybody.